Claressa Shields. I don't think there's really any question that she's the best women's boxer today.
Of all time.
All time. You putting over Layla Ali?
All time. And I love Layla.
Wolf?
All time.
Coal miner's daughter?
All time.
Really?
There's no comparison.
Damn.
Your defense is still lacking, girl. I ain't gonna lie, your defense is lacking. You gotta do better. I told you to work on your damn defense.
Oh my God, it's Claressa. Oh my God,
where I've just been able to kind of rationalize it all. I have been in training camps at the Olympic Training Center with her. I've done a couple of sparring rounds with her, and I didn't end up on the canvas. I know I've been at that same
I don't know what sparring session Kaye Scott talking about. She keeps saying we sparred 10 years or something ago, which we didn't. But I don't remember it because any girl I've ever sparred, I smoked any of them.
Facing constant debate over her legacy, self-proclaimed, quote, Claressa Shields steps back into the squared circle on August 15th at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. She puts her WBA and WBC middleweight crowns on the line against tough veteran title holder Kaye Scott. While critics continue questioning whether any female fighter can truly push Shields beyond her limits, the multi-division undisputed champion enters fight week with -3,000 betting odds and unwavering confidence. Yet, despite the overwhelming expectations surrounding her, questions remain about whether this fight will unfold as another routine title defense or become the setting for one of the biggest and most shocking upsets in combat sports history. With her reputation, championships, and unbeaten aura once again under the spotlight, Shields appears completely prepared for another major challenge, but Scott has the experience and determination to make the champion work for every moment inside the ring. Now, all eyes are watching to see whether Shields will dominate as expected or whether Kaye Scott can deliver the kind of stunning result that nobody saw coming.
She has everything that she needs in her arsenal to stop and destroy anybody. Now, of course, you guys know Claressa Shields is going through that weight cut. She's cutting weight. As you can see, we on the track. We couldn't weight as well. But she had to go back down to where Miss Kaye Scott is. Miss Kaye Scott, like I said, 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. She has the opportunity to make a good name for herself. Win, lose, or draw, we got to take our hats off to that fighter because she's the only one that wants to challenge herself against Claressa Shields. Now, a lot of people are like, well, man, we sick of this. Claressa Shields never fights the guys or the women that we really want to see. Well, I'm going to tell y'all like this. Alicia Bumgarner, all them guys that she tried to fight in the past, she tried to call them people out. She been called their names out. She been pulled their card. And guess what? Nobody ever wanted to step up and challenge they.
Now, Claressa, this high-stakes lead-in sets a demanding standard for fight week. Shields is not simply stepping into the ring to defend her collection of championship belts. She is fighting to protect something far more significant: her reputation, her dominance, and her claim as the undisputed pound-for-pound queen of combat sports. Every moment leading up to this showdown carries enormous pressure because another dominant performance would strengthen her position at the very top, while any unexpected struggle could give her critics new reasons to question her legacy. For Shields, this is about much more than another title defense. It is another opportunity to prove that she belongs at the pinnacle of the sport and that no challenger can take away her place among boxing's elite.
We some get money girls. And I've been a fan of her, she's a fan of me. And we done bumped into each other a couple times. But with the fight being here in Atlanta, I believe that friendships go a long way. And it's like, yo, why not have the biggest walk out the other biggest? And I feel like, who bigger than Lotto, especially up in Atlanta.
Put through grueling daily double sessions, Shields brought heavyweight rap icon Papoose into her training camp to sharpen her rhythm, increase her power output, and perfect her heavy bag timing, as seen in now viral footage from the gym. Papoose was spotted holding the heavy bag, working the mitts, and constantly hyping up the champion throughout intense, high-energy conditioning drills. The footage quickly drew attention because it showed Shields pushing herself through another demanding phase of preparation, staying focused while working on speed, timing, and explosive combinations. With every session designed to raise her conditioning and sharpen her reactions, the champion appeared fully locked in as she continued preparing for the upcoming challenge. Papoose's presence added another layer of energy to the camp, helping create an intense atmosphere as Shields worked through exhausting rounds and maintained the relentless pace expected from an undisputed champion. For Shields, every minute in the gym is another chance to eliminate weaknesses, improve her timing, and enter fight night feeling stronger, faster, and more prepared than ever. Bringing high-energy personalities into a high-pressure training camp has become an increasingly common trend among elite fighters looking to break up the fatigue of intense preparation, surround themselves with trusted allies, and maintain a fiery, motivated gym culture. For Shields, creating that kind of environment helps keep every session intense while preventing the long grind of camp from becoming mentally draining. By surrounding herself with people who can bring energy, encouragement, and confidence into the room, she continues to protect her mental focus while pushing her physical conditioning toward its highest possible level. As fight night approaches, every training session becomes another opportunity to sharpen her skills, strengthen her endurance, and stay completely locked in on the challenge ahead. The goal is simple: arrive at the ring mentally focused, physically prepared, and ready to perform at peak intensity when the opening bell finally sounds.
To the fight. So she said yes to the fight. I'm happy that she did that. And Atlanta, August 15th, I want you guys to know something, and I want Kaye to know something too. I will not be the same person that I am right now. I will not have on no heels. I will not have on no hair. I won't have on no lip gloss or no makeup. I'm coming with the Queen Latifah, Cleo, braid straight to the back. I'm coming ripped up, muscles in my neck, and I'm ready to go. And Kaye Scott, I actually feel like I love you a little bit. Like, I love you, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been knowing each other for a lot of years. We share the ring. I celebrate her success, her wins. I'm not a hater, so I can do that. But the only time I have to go against anybody is when they get inside the ring with me. So I gotta rock with me, and I'm telling you, Kaye Scott is so strong. I just hope that Mark has came to my training camps. He know what I do. Mark, I hope you warned him. Top dog. I'm top dog. I'm mean. I'm strong. You know, I'm fast. I'm accurate. Don't think me losing this 20 pounds on, you know, only thing you're going to have on me on the fight is your breast. Don't be bigger than mine. That's it. Everything else, don't be smaller. And I'm
Proclaimed as the undisputed female GOAT, Claressa Shields received major praise from fellow pound-for-pound King Terrence, Bud, Crawford. During a recent high-profile podcast appearance, Crawford did not hold back when discussing Shields' place among the greatest fighters in boxing history, drawing comparisons between the champion and legendary names from the sport, including Laila Ali. His comments added even more weight to the ongoing conversation surrounding Shields' legacy and her position among the most accomplished fighters ever to compete. For Crawford, Shields' skills, championship success, competitive mentality, and ability to dominate across multiple divisions have placed her in a rare category that few fighters can reach. The comparison to Laila Ali also highlighted the enormous standard Shields is being measured against as she continues building her own legacy inside the ring. With praise coming from one of boxing's most respected pound-for-pound champions, the debate over where Shields ultimately ranks among the all-time greats has only become louder, especially as she continues chasing more titles, bigger challenges, and historic moments in women's boxing.
Question that she's the best women's boxer today?
Of all time.
All time. You putting over Laila Ali?
All time. And I love Laila.
Wolf?
All time.
Coal miner's daughter?
All time.
Really?
There's no comparison.
Damn.
At all. All time. I love Laila too.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody coming close to Claressa.
Right.
2-time Olympic gold medal.
Yes.
3-time undisputed.
Yes.
Well, how many weight classes she did? 6 different weight classes. Now I understand it ain't a lot of women boxers.
Right.
But
she's the best of what's out there, or what's ever been out there.
That still don't take away the accolades
Right.
that she posed. So
Right.
When a consensus top 3 male boxer like Crawford validates a fighter's resume with such strong praise, it raises the profile and importance of the August 15th card even further. Analysts point out that Crawford's breakdown emphasizes how Shields' speed, ring intelligence, technical adjustments, and ability to adapt can transcend generations of female fighters. But that naturally raises another fascinating question. What about Claressa Shields and Conor McGregor? We already saw what McGregor could do when he stepped into the boxing ring against Floyd Mayweather, so could Shields enter the ring with McGregor and give him a serious challenge? Could her experience, technical discipline, championship-level conditioning, and elite boxing fundamentals allow her to compete with Conor in a professional boxing setting? It is a matchup that would immediately create enormous debate, because McGregor brings years of combat sports experience, while Shields has built a reputation through elite-level boxing competition and championship success. Whether such a fight would ever happen is another question, But the idea alone shows just how far the conversation around Shields has expanded as she continues to establish herself as one of the most accomplished fighters in the sport.
We saw what he did against Floyd. Do you think Claressa could get in there and give Conor a run for his money in a boxing ring?
Man, I'm gonna tell you this. You know, Claressa's been getting in the ring, sparring men since I've known her. You know, so I feel like she'll get in the ring and give anybody problems for the time.
Could she beat Conor?
Who? Conor
McGregor?
I don't know. You know, like I said, Conor McGregor is a man. You know, but at the same time, she
Praised by fellow elite world champions, Shakur Stevenson has publicly shared his breakdown of the matchup. Stevenson, who has long described Shields as the female counterpart to his own defensive style, believes her exceptional ring generalship gives Scott virtually no margin for error. According to Stevenson's assessment, Shields' ability to control distance, dictate the pace, and make intelligent adjustments could make it extremely difficult for Scott to find consistent opportunities throughout the fight. Her defensive awareness, movement, timing, and ability to read opponents have become defining parts of her style, allowing her to remain composed even when the pressure rises. For Scott, that means every mistake could carry serious consequences, especially against a champion capable of quickly turning a small opening into a decisive advantage. Stevenson's praise adds another layer to the growing attention surrounding this matchup, as more elite fighters continue recognizing the unique skills that have helped Shields establish herself at the highest level of women's boxing. With fight night approaching, the expectation is clear. Scott will need a nearly flawless performance if she hopes to disrupt Shields' rhythm, challenge her control of the ring, and pull off the upset.
I don't think blood can make it any closer. If you're talking about arguing, almost getting into literally a fist fight to actually being there for each other at our darkest hours, he's been there with me. You know, at the training center where I think he probably the only person that ever seen me cry. He walked in my room one time, I was in there crying. He's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, I can't talk about it right now. So he's been there with me, and he's always been there to uplift me, and we talk about everything together.
How many rounds you guys put in together?
You know what? Coach Billy would not let us spar at the training center. Whenever we was ready to spar, he always kind of, oh no, Chris is sparring here and Shakur is sparring there. And, you know, I think we only sparred one time.
Joining Stevenson in the prediction column, former unified champion Teofimo Lopez echoed similar sentiments about the significant athletic and technical gap between the two fighters. His assessment added another strong voice to the growing belief that Shields enters this matchup with clear advantages in speed, skill, experience, and overall ring intelligence. Lopez's perspective suggests that Scott will face an extremely difficult task if she hopes to disrupt the champion's rhythm or create enough opportunities to change the course of the fight. Baby girl.
Oh man, baby girl. Stop already, man. I think she just don't got no more challenges at the women's division and fights, man. So I think she just trying to make anything and everything. Maybe go back to the Olympics and get another gold medal. You know, we probably Team USA needs it. So, you know, I think just focus on you. Why are you fighting guys? Don't try to fight guys.
When top-tier champions like Stevenson and Lopez align behind the same prediction, it highlights a much broader consensus developing throughout the sport. Shields' ability to control the ring can make her extremely difficult to hit cleanly when she operates behind a disciplined and structured jab. Her movement, timing, distance management, and defensive awareness allow her to dictate exchanges while forcing opponents to react to her pace. Adding another voice to the discussion, undisputed super featherweight champion Alicia Baumgardner offered her own tactical breakdown of the matchup, despite the past personal friction and heated rivalry with Shields that has repeatedly made headlines across combat sports media. Baumgardner appeared to separate the personal history from the actual boxing analysis, remaining focused on the stylistic reality surrounding the August 15th fight. Rather than allowing previous disagreements to completely shape her assessment, she addressed the strengths, weaknesses, and potential dynamics that could determine the outcome when the two fighters finally meet inside the ring. Her perspective adds another intriguing layer to the growing conversation, especially because of her own experience competing at the highest level of women's boxing. With predictions coming from champions across the sport, the spotlight surrounding Shields and Scott continues to grow. I dropped a run, yeah.
Last month, that was a diss to Alicia bum ass. And then, there we go, dissed her because she always running her mouth. Yeah. And then we got Good Life coming out because my life is real good. Me and my man living real good right now.
Since you mentioned her, can we ever see that ever happen? You know, like, the fans want to see
Come on now, y'all know that's a trick question.
And she said, Having respected rivals and outspoken personalities acknowledge Shields' tactical superiority proves that even her fiercest critics cannot deny the dominance she consistently displays inside the squared circle.
Bigger guys, bigger boxers are generally going to win against smaller guys. I'm just your thoughts when you saw that clip. What did you think when you saw that?
I believe her. I believe she can beat me. Yeah, she'll knock me out.
I think you've been facetious.
No, I'm here for her. I don't hit women.
That's true. I understand that. No, I'm just. Did you shake your head, or did you say why out of all the names that you pull your name out of the hat?
No. I believe her. I truly believe she can beat me.
Yeah, interesting.
Dissected by Hall of Fame broadcaster and former world champion Tim Bradley, the matchup reveals several important technical questions surrounding Scott's defensive vulnerabilities. Bradley highlighted that while Kaye Scott holds middleweight championship belts and brings valuable experience into the contest, her lack of explosive footwork could leave her standing directly in front of Shields for extended periods. Against a fighter as sharp and accurate as Shields, that could become a major problem. Shields' lethal counterpunching, timing, speed, and ability to recognize openings could punish even the smallest defensive mistake. If Scott struggles to move quickly enough after exchanges, Shields may be able to control the distance, dictate the rhythm, and repeatedly find clean counterpunching opportunities. Bradley's breakdown therefore places significant attention on Scott's ability to create angles, avoid standing in one position, and prevent Shields from setting traps throughout the fight. The technical challenge is clear. Scott cannot afford to become a stationary target against a champion who thrives on reading opponents and responding with precise counters. As fight night approaches, her footwork and defensive movement could become two of the most important factors in determining whether she can survive Shields' pressure and create enough moments to challenge the champion.
Yeah. She actually mentioned, I don't know if she took offense to it, but I know when you talked about that past sparring, you brought up that you were able to touch her a couple times, and she was like, she didn't touch me.
I think, again, that's a swing of the media. All I said was that I've done rounds with her before.
Right.
Like, we can't, like, it's like, not that I haven't punched her before. She hasn't punched me. Like, she's punched me and I survived. I punched her and I survived. And that's all. Like, I think I saw that as well, and I was like, oops, I don't need to get into that. I don't want to be on social media wars or anything. As soon as it goes, I'm just like,
How much have you guys changed? I mean, not just you, but her as well, since those early sparring sessions?
Well, not too much. Like, I've been a supporter of her. Like, anyone that's pushing women's boxing up, like, because I've met her and trained with her along her journey along the way, her and Franchon and heaps of the American girls, Michaela and all of them. Like, whenever they've been fighting, I've got tuned in on TV and sent them messages going, congratulations and all that kind of stuff. So I've never been a hater on any of them. I've just always kind of just been a supporter. And so her last fight with Barney and her and all of them, I've just gone like, yeah, well done, you fought well, deserve it. So
Bradley's breakdown emphasizes a critical trend in boxing. High-volume counterpunchers can consistently punish fighters who relentlessly march forward without making defensive adjustments. Unless Scott introduces effective lateral movement, changes her rhythm, or finds a way to create unexpected power exchanges, she risks walking directly into Shields' traps and giving the champion exactly the opening she needs. Challenged by overwhelming betting lines and widespread media doubt, Kaye Scott enters Atlanta with a nothing-to-lose mindset and very little external pressure on her shoulders. Facing an opponent widely portrayed as nearly invincible, Scott can focus on disrupting expectations rather than carrying the burden of protecting a heavily favored reputation. Her team believes that physical durability, sustained bodywork, and consistent pressure could gradually slow Shields' movement and disrupt the champion's pace as the fight moves into the later rounds. If Scott can invest in the body early, force Shields to work consistently, and make every exchange physically demanding, she may be able to create opportunities that are difficult to find during the opening rounds. The strategy will require patience, discipline, and a willingness to absorb punishment while continuing to press forward. The longer the fight continues, the more important conditioning, toughness, and tactical adjustments could become, especially if Scott can prevent Shields from comfortably controlling the distance and tempo. With the odds stacked heavily against her, Scott has an opportunity to fight without fear and attempt to turn the champion's confidence into pressure of its own.
I ain't gonna lie, your defense is lacking. You know, you gotta do better. I told you to work on your damn defense. Yeah, I told you. You know, you let her sneak one on you real quick. Come on, you gotta protect yourself at all times. I don't understand. Like, what? Like, come on. Yeah, you gotta work on your slipping and your reactions. Shit, that was too easy. That was way too easy. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Man, I don't know.
History in combat sports has repeatedly shown that underdogs fighting without the burden of expectations can become exceptionally dangerous during the opening rounds. If Scott can survive Shields' early storm, absorb the champion's pressure, and force the contest into a rough, physical inside fight, she could create the clearest and perhaps only realistic path to victory. Her ability to make the exchanges uncomfortable, work consistently to the body, and prevent Shields from establishing her preferred rhythm could completely change the dynamic of the matchup. With August 15th locked in at State Farm Arena, the boxing world now prepares to witness whether Claressa Shields will deliver another flawless masterclass or whether Kaye Scott can shock the planet and produce one of the biggest upsets in recent boxing history. Boxing legends, fellow champions, and expert analysts have overwhelmingly backed the champion, making the expectations surrounding Shields enormous as fight night approaches. The pressure therefore rests squarely on Shields to perform inside the ring, control the pace, defend her titles, and prove once again why so many believe she stands at the top of women's boxing. But Scott enters with nothing to lose, and that alone makes her a dangerous opponent capable of turning predictions upside down. Everything now comes down to the opening bell, the adjustments, and who can execute under the brightest spotlight. Claressa Shields versus Kaye Scott.
Record to say, hey, she's only had 7 fights. With all the talk that's been said about him, does that help with you?
100%. I think a lot of people just look at that pro record. I've kind of gone past the point of like defending where I am to be here to have this fight. But for people that haven't tuned in or don't know my background, like I've been in the sport for 18 years, but my priority was the amateurs. So I have had 120 amateur fights, and that's very similar to Tam. It's not like she's had just 5 fights. She's been on their national team, the Canadian national team, for 10 plus years, and mine was the exact same situation. I was on the Australian team for nearly 15 years. So she was very much deserving of that fight, and she won those belts. And last year in Detroit, I earned those 2 belts. So that's the exact reason of I'm kind of beyond explaining like why is Claressa taking this fight or why do you deserve it. I deserve it because I've got the 2 fucking belts. She wants the belt. She's coming down to my division. Like, it can't make more sense. So, and my job is now to keep the belt. So, all I can do is be confident in my camp and my ability. I got to trust myself. I'm confident in my camp, my ability, and what I can bring, and I know the odds aren't in my favour. The age isn't in my favour, but that's the whole exciting thing about combat sports, like sport in general, but especially combat sports, that anything can happen at any time. And I've like dotted my I's and crossed my T's, like every single part of camp. Like I'm on weight, I've done the sparring, I've done the conditioning, so that's why I am confident. I've given myself every possible opportunity to go in there and be in the best form to win. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I don't think Claressa wouldn't want someone that's not going into a fight not thinking they can win. Like, why would you want to go in there with someone that's not kind of on themselves and thinking, like, I have the belts, they're mine. So I'm going in there as champ. So that's the go.
Yeah. Do you think you're underrated? I mean, a lot of people try to, critique your experience just because of the pro record, but I mean, you've had a ton of fights in the amateurs as well.
It's like, I know myself, like the smaller community or people that know my background kind of know the truth behind it, and to be honest, I kind of turn off the comments on everything else.
Right.
Like I see a few things and I'm just like, nah, that doesn't deserve my energy. So, like, I haven't actually seen a lot of it. Some people send it to me and I'm like, nah, alright. Like, people are entitled to their opinion. I don't really care. I don't have to change that. My focus is just 100% on Saturday night and putting all it.
With predictions stacked heavily in favor of Shields, all eyes now turn toward fight night to see whether Scott can defy the overwhelming odds or whether Shields will add another dominant chapter to her already remarkable legacy. The expectations are enormous, and the pressure rests firmly on the champion as she looks to prove once again why so many believe she remains at the very top of women's boxing.
I would be lying if I said I was really interested in this fight. I love Claressa Shields. I love what she's done to the sport. Kaye Scott, we've interviewed her. We've done a ton of stuff with Kaye Scott. She's a fascinating fighter. It's a great story. I don't really see how this is an interesting fight. It's strange, right? Because Shields is one of the most important women's sports figures, but yet the matchups for her aren't really coming together for whatever reason. I do think that there is a world where Tam Theobald could be a future opponent in the not too distant future. Shields needs a new rivalry soon. And not to talk down on Scott. Scott's a very good fighter and a tricky fighter, but this does feel like a levels fight leading into it, and the anticipation isn't that of a big fight that I...
Now, we want to hear from you. Do you agree with Terrence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, and Tim Bradley that Claressa Shields cruises to a dominant victory, or do you believe Kaye Scott has a real puncher's chance to pull off the ultimate shocker? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and tell us who you believe will control the fight once the opening bell rings. So, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming boxing videos. Your support helps us continue bringing you the latest fight news, predictions, analysis, and biggest moments from the world of combat sports. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section, because we want to know exactly how you see this matchup playing out. Stay tuned, keep supporting the channel, and we'll catch you in the next video.